Greetings from South Korea. I am Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news-making headlines today. At least 160 people have been killed, and hundreds more are missing after floods tore through Himalayan river valley between Nepal and China's Tibet region. Nepal's tourism ministry said over 400 tourists remain missing, including 340 foreigners, and some 30 police officers are also unaccounted for. China has separately reported 265 people missing. 9 South Korean nationals working for Korea's Southeast Power and Doosan Enerbility are also missing after losing contact near a local hydroelectric power plant construction site. Experts say the disaster was likely triggered by a massive avalanche from a glacier in the Himalayas. Korea is sending a joint government response team to Nepal on Thursday, as 9 nationals remain unaccounted for following severe flooding. The team, comprising foreign ministry, fire and police officials, will support search and rescue efforts in the northern Rasua district, where flash floods struck a hydroelectric power plant construction site on Wednesday morning. Foreign Minister Cho Hyun announced the deployment during an emergency meeting in Seoul late Wednesday. Cho said 10 other South Koreans working for Doosan Enerbility had evacuated to safety along with more than 200 local and foreign workers. The Bank of Korea has raised its key interest rate by 0.25 percentage points to 3%. The decision came at Thursday's Monetary Policy Board meeting, following a quarter-point hike last month. This brings the rate above 3% for the first time in 1 year and 9 months. The central bank expects inflation to remain above target for some time, putting more weight on preemptive action amid strong economic growth. The BOK also updated its economic outlook, lifting this year's growth forecast to 3.3% from 2.6%. Its inflation outlook for this year remained unchanged at 2.7%. The U.S. Personal Consumption Expenditures Index, the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation measure, rose 3.7% on year in July, slightly higher than the market forecast of 3.6%. Core PCE inflation, which excludes volatile food and energy prices, rose 3.3% on year, and 0.2% from the previous month, both in line with market expectations. The latest PCE data shows inflation remains stubborn, and eyes are now on Fed Chair Kevin Warsh's address in Jackson Hole, Wyoming on Friday, for the central bank's next steps. The U.S. State Department has reaffirmed that there's been no change in the Trump administration's policy toward North Korea. In an emailed response to a media inquiry Wednesday, a State Department spokesperson said Washington remains committed to the complete denuclearization of North Korea. This comes amid questions over a possible shift in Washington's North Korea policy, after President Trump ordered a scale-back of joint military exercises with Seoul and signaled his willingness to meet a North Korean leader within the year. South Korea's foreign ministry said earlier this week that Seoul and Washington continue to share the goal of the complete denuclearization of the North. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.